The day has almost arrived. For all of us here at CBC Ottawa and for you, our viewers as well, it has been a long time coming. Tomorrow, my friend and co-host Lucy van Oldenbarneveld returns to this studio after nearly 16 months away. Lucy, as many of you know, was diagnosed with breast cancer in July 2015. She went through months of grueling chemotherapy and radiation treatments and shared her journey with us in what became a very popular video blog that chronicled her cancer experience. Well, yesterday, I dropped by Lucy's cozy and immaculate home to chat with her about what the past year and 4 months have been like and ask her how she's feeling as she gets ready to return to the CBC Ottawa anchor desk. Here's our conversation. So, Lucy, you're about to head back to work after 16 months away. How are you doing?
Well, I'm nervous about all of this. It's, we're here in my house. This has been my cocoon for 16 months. And so, we're in this very public job. It's time to come, back to public life. And I'm excited about it, but also a little bit trepidatious, because a lot has changed. I've changed, I guess. And so, you have questions about whether you can still do it, whether you're any good at it, all these things that come along with not doing something for a long, long time.
Take us back to July 2015. When did you realize that something just wasn't right?
Well, not until the doctor told me, because I'd found the lump a month before. And I did all kinds, I was still working, cycling, doing all kinds of things. And I knew I needed to get this thing checked out, but I really wasn't that worried because I have a lot of friends who had cysts and it wasn't going to be a big deal. I didn't take anyone with me to the appointment. I was kind of that certain. 2 days later, I had a trip booked to Europe. I was on my way. I was going to go to this appointment and I was going to be on my way. But it became pretty clear pretty quickly from the doctor, from the ultrasound, from the mammogram in that office that something was up. And they did the biopsy right on the spot. And we needed to wait 2 days for the biopsy results. But Dr. Seeley knew at that moment, just by looking at the ultrasound, that she said, we're about 80% sure. And even at that point, I said, 80% sure which way? And then she said, Lucy, we're 80% sure this is cancer. And then it was like, me? Like every other woman, right? You just never expect something like this.
The C word.
The C word. How could that be? I haven't, none of the risk factors, except being a woman. So,
but healthy lifestyle?
Everything. No history, no family history, zilch. That's one of the things I've learned over the last while, is not to think too much about that. It just means I've had a stroke of bad luck. But at the moment, in those first few weeks and months, it is like a darkness that you never expect. For me, I'm a pretty optimistic, happy person. And I describe it as a dark wave that sweeps you up. You can't find your footing, you can't get a breath, and you don't know if you're going to find the surface again.
So what keeps you afloat when you're in that dark space?
Well, it is as simple as breathing, taking it one day at a time, trying to, listen to what the doctors are saying, which is, this is very serious, but your prognosis is very good. So to try and so when you're getting overwhelmed and swept up in the darkness of that, I think it is just, you really just have to take one moment at a time until you see a little crack of light again. And that is all you can do.
You have an incredible group of friends, colleagues, quite a network around you. What did that mean to you?
Well, so this is what I mean. Like, it just thinking about the support and the love and the outreach that I received, it was humbling. And that really once you come to terms with your own thoughts, that just propelled me forward on a cloud of support and love. It meant everything.
You had friends come thousands and thousands of kilometers, not just one, a number of friends, all over the world.
Yeah. I still can't believe it. And that they would come and stay with me for my second week, to cook for me, to keep me entertained, to go for walks. And every round of chemo, there was somebody here with me.
Was the video blog about therapy for you, or was it about trying to teach other women that, or not just teach, but inform them that it's possible to overcome this obstacle? What exactly was your goal?
Yeah. Well, so both. I mean, I felt great still being able to be a bit connected, and I thought, by doing a little video blog initially, it was a great way to let people know and to give updates, because I didn't want people to jump to awful conclusions when I was hidden away for so long. But the main reason was, it was a real light bulb that after every period in this whole journey, it was like, oh, okay, I expected the worst. Oh, it wasn't that bad. I expected the worst then with chemo. Okay, it wasn't bad. Oh, and surgery, there's surgery in there too. Awful. But then it wasn't that bad, once it's in the rearview mirror. So I just wanted to get the word out that for women who are terrified, there are ways to get through this, and you will get through this. That was what I was hoping to do, because so many go through it. And, by putting that on a video blog, I was hoping to get the word out to other women.
I must admit, I was a bit worried about you, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, why?
Because you are a very public figure.
Yeah.
This is a very private challenge that you're dealing with. You are struggling with it, and yet you're exposing yourself to the world. And I was concerned, is Lucy sharing too much of herself? Did you ever feel that? Did you ever want to step back? No.
No. The one time I maybe felt a little overexposed was when I decided to do the play in February. Love Letters. Love the play. I've wanted to do it for years. So it was something that was planned before the diagnosis. And so at that moment, I was still bald as an egg, and I was wearing a wig, and chemo had just finished. So I wasn't feeling physically that great. But I really wanted to do the play. But then I found the attention around that was cancer themed. And so I just didn't want to, I felt overexposed at that moment, and maybe I should have stayed in the cocoon a little bit longer. But when it came to the videos, Adrian, I really thought a minute here and there would only help. And the response I got was, okay, I think these are doing some good, and I can do it. I can manage this, and so I want to help. I want to help. Just encourage others who are going through something so bleak.
Your role has changed a little bit now, perhaps, because of this journey that you've been on, because a lot of people now see you as being an inspirational figure, someone who has been through this battle and survived. You are a cancer survivor. Are you comfortable with maybe a bit of a redefinition of who you are in the eyes of people who watch you?
Okay, so I think I will always want to be there to, to offer any words of encouragement or maybe an example to other people going through this. But I don't want to be defined by that. And I think, that's probably true for a lot of people. That awful time is behind me. And in order not to carry the trauma of those, of that journey along with me into the future, I want to be able to do meaningful things when it comes to, other people's cancer journey. I want to be able to kind of get on with other things too, back to the show, back to journalism, back to a lot of things that have nothing to do with cancer. But I also want to honor that time in my life, and I want to be there for the people who who, need a kind word. And I'm working on that balance. I don't want to be the cancer woman, I got a lot of other stuff to do, and I want to get rid of the trauma in some ways of that, and be able to move on, look ahead.
When you think about that future that lies ahead, what does that look like for Lucy Van Oldenbarneveld?
Well, it looks like, I think, none of us is promised a future. So we've got to go for it right now. And I hope that, if I was into tattoos, I'd probably have that tattooed somewhere. Try and live your life with courage and compassion, but also in the moment. And if you've got plans, do them now. So my goal is to try and not waste time, to live it all right now. And that's going to be my goal. I mean, I can waste time with the best of them, but this year's also taught me that we are only given a precious small amount of it.
It's so great to have you back. Thank you.
Thanks, Adrian.
It's good.
Thanks.
Thank you.